Okay guys, so submissions. Definitely the most fun, the part everybody wants to do is the submissions. So we got a bunch to do. Starting with some that you already saw, so reverse armbar is first. I like this one. A little more details though. Pull back, kick out here, and there's my armbar. I need to be fairly strong with my position. You saw what happens if his arm bends and comes out, and that might happen. You're looking to take the back, you're looking to get out, okay? Depends on where his pressure is, or maybe sweeping him. Well, we're gonna change the angle slightly. Right here's good. When I pull Ozzy down, I have this underhook, or maybe I'm down already. I pull him forward, I kick him at 45 degrees, and my elbow lifts. And what I'm trying to do is catch his elbow with my elbow. So here, once I find his elbow, I bring it in. This knee has to be strong, and my hook on this foot is hooked onto his leg. It's not dropping to the floor. So my shin is driving into Ozzy. So I'm pushing like this. I'm pushing him away. I'm shrugging my shoulders so it's a little tighter. So I'm stretching out that arm, and then I'm pulling in on the elbow. Okay. You can go two hands on. I know Master Behring's great at this idea of anytime someone grabs your head, roll around and get that. And that's a nice armbar. We have some guys in the club. Actually, we have one guy in the club who's really good at reverse armbarring everybody from everywhere. John Hack. But I do like this one in particular. I don't really use the hands the way Master Behring likes. I do like that idea. It's just habits for me to use this forearm on my wrist. So from here, pop them forward, put that elbow up, and there. I just like this feeling. This is fine, but it does stop him from rotating. Ozzy, can you bend your arm, bend your elbow, twist your arm? This is much harder. Ozzy, bend your arm. Yeah, this will start to slip out. So that's one thing, a great advantage of this grip is it's really hard for him to turn out of it, okay? A little harder to get the grip, but much, much tighter. Now, next, the gi Kimura. Here and here. I mentioned I like to go this way, but you can go this side. The one reason I like this, I'm not a fan of this side as much, is when you spin and rotate underneath, I don't quite have that same pressure on the shoulder or on his chest. Whereas if I can keep this pressure through, this is nice. I feel like feels like I'm going knee on chest, but with my forearm, really crushing that weight into Ozzy. So there's not really any other details that I didn't mention earlier with the sweep. Just getting that grip and punching through to here. Okay, I want to lift this elbow higher than his wrist. So if he starts doing this, dropping his elbow in, well, that's a bit of a problem. But that he drops that elbow in, that's a bit of a problem. But we're always can go back to what we did before, right? He's bringing that elbow in. It's just like this grip that we did at the back take. So just because he's slowing you down in one spot doesn't mean he stopped what you're doing, okay? Just close one door, open another door. So here, stretch him out, pass this leg underneath, dive with your head over top, and then on top. I like this one. Ozzy tried to roll away, try to turn in, try to do whatever. This is, yeah, and that's why my weight's on top of him, so he can't turn in. So this is an easy position to control someone from. So definitely one of my more favorites. Now, some of the other things that you can do from here, and we're gonna get a little bit more dynamic with some of them. Cross choke, of course. You have your choke. You have your choke. There's a concern that he might push my legs down past, so I have to be careful about that. One of the chokes I really like is loop choke. And because it's not very threatening. So if I go cross choke, it's really deep. And Ozzy's gonna be very aware of it. And if he can clear my legs, that's definitely gonna be a problem. So he might really focus on pinning my feet or my knees to the floor, get over my knees, not great. But if I grab here, just on his collarbone, so I take my trigger finger, and I put it right above his collarbone, right there. He knows where it is right now because it freaking hurts. Okay, so I put that in just in that pocket right there. So anytime I can do this, I don't do it, it's just a marker for me. Now, I'm gonna push Ozzy, and then if he starts, anytime his head goes down, my arm goes underneath. Other arm goes over, and hand goes underneath my elbow. I'm gonna turn my side and put my leg over and start to tighten up the choke. Loop choke is great. A lot of guys like to pass their head down, especially wrestlers like to keep their head down, and I'm bad for it too. I always get like this part of my nose cut open because when I'm passing guards, I'm always leading with my forehead and my nose, and it just gets worn out. So occasionally I get caught in this one too if I'm not too mindful about what's going on. So I'm here, I pull his head down, or his head is already down, pull it down, and I go underneath this arm. my wrist is like this, okay? So on one side I have the lapel, and on the other side, we'll just do a 180 here. The other side is my wrist, okay? I pass my arm underneath my elbow, so it's like I'm folding my arms. And I turn to my side to kick the leg over top. And then all I do to tighten is this and this. Now, a couple of things of why. If I grab too deep, one, he's going to be thinking cross choke or choke in general. But when I go for this loop choke, it puts my forearm across his throat, which might not seem like a terribly bad idea because it does hurt him, but I'm not going to be able to loop my arm together. I'm going to get stuck here with my fingers, and it's painful on my wrist. It'll start to bend my wrist. So if I go a little lower, I can get my wrist on the other side. The other thing is, if I go lower, the collarbone, when I bring the gi across, it'll line up so the gi is on one side and my forearm on the other side, or my wrist on the other side, not on front of the trachea. So it's a much nicer choke for Ozzy, which is a good thing. I want him to have a nice choke because I don't want Ozzy to tap to chokes at all. I want Ozzy to go to sleep. If I put my forearm on his throat, it hurts. He doesn't want that. He's going to tap. If I put my forearm on the carotid artery, he still wants to fight. I want him to fight because my goal isn't for him to tap. My goal is for him to think he has a chance to keep doing what he wants. If he keeps believing he's doing the right thing, there's a better chance I'll put him to sleep. Okay? So when I go around here, this is great. The problem is Ozzy can take this hand and push my elbow down and take the other hand and push my elbow up, and he'll duck his head out. So now I'm out of the choke, or he's out of the choke. He unwound it. So if I fall to my side, it cuts this elbow down, and it frees up this leg to go over his leg or over his arm. So now he can't pull my elbow down. So I'll change the angle to the other side so you can see. Now this choke does work fine from closed guard, but it works really nice in butterfly guard because you can keep the range you need. So here, down, under, leg over, and there's my choke. He can't, it's difficult for him to push my elbow up, but he can put his hand on my elbow on this side and put your hand there and walk backwards. So you have to watch out a little bit for that. Don't let him slip out of it. Okay. Moving right on to the next loop choke is a diving loop choke. Same grip. I like this one on guys that hunker down. They sit back. So the big heavy guys, they're here. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to use this as a frame to stand up and get away. And Ozzy tries to go in. I pull his head down, which will lift his chin a bit because it's hard for him to chase in and keep his chin tucked at the same time. So his head will be exposed. I loop that arm underneath and I dive and grab his far elbow on this side and finish my choke. If he rolls, I roll with him, and I roll with him until I tighten it up. It's easier to finish this one on the bottom than it is on the top. Okay, so if I can be underneath him, it's gonna be a little easier. So I'm gonna move over here so we have some more room. I have my grip. I'm trying to pull. He's not leaning back. He's leaning back. I'm gonna drive him backwards. Okay, I love doing that. Give a little, you're playing with someone, you give a little pull, they lean back, and you just cut through. Okay, so be mindful. It's a great dynamic guard. So I'm here. I start to back out. He starts to try and chase me. Great. Dive underneath. Dive underneath. Dive underneath. Okay. I hold the elbow to stop his rotation. If I let go of the elbow, he can spin away from me. Okay. We have some guys in the club, Rob Trotter, that are awesome at loop chokes. So if you want more information about them, definitely go talk to those, to Rob. He's great. Talk to John Hannock about the reverse arm bars. These are guys that kind of saw a move that they believe and they made work for themselves, and they busted off a lot. Okay, so if you're not careful, you get caught in them. Loop choke, probably the most high. Loop choke and reverse arm bars, definitely for myself. Those are the ones I believe in the most. I don't expand my game too much beyond those because I'm very versatile with those two. If it doesn't work, I'm taking the back or I'm standing up. So the loop choke and the reverse arm bars are the ones that I invested in personally. I'm going to show you a couple other ones. We're going to turn this way just a little bit here. A couple people have been working along on this choke lately. It's the Hadig. I'll put it below. I'll put something on there so you can get the name to check this guy out. But he's getting this choke a lot from people. So it's a baseball choke grip. He's putting his leg across and he's spinning underneath. Okay. To finish this choke. It's a nice choke. You can do it from a lot of positions. Closed guard, half guard, butterfly guard. It's a fun choke. It's challenging to stop if you're not aware of what's going on, or if you're a little slow to react. It can be very slow to get out of. And the grips aren't terribly too hard to get, because this grip Ozzy doesn't care too much, and this one not as much either. He's concerned, but not so bad. When I put this shin across, it allows me to spin underneath him here, and all I have to do is bring my elbows out to finish the choke. Okay. Sometimes you let the guy pass your guard, and then you just roll to your belly to finish the choke. If you're able to go to your belly and keep your arms up here, there's a pretty good chance you're gonna get this choke to finish. It's a hard one to unwind once you've wound it up. Watch out for reverse arm bars. So that's the kicker for this one. If the guys are looking for it, there's a reverse arm bar counter, so be careful. But it's a fun one nonetheless. Makes you thinking about different things. And the last one I'm going to show you, again, a little bit more flash. Back in the day, I used to do more stuff like this, and yeah, well, you'll see. Sorry, bad knee. I don't want to go too hard with it. The spin underneath knee bar. Little hard to go slow, but not terrible. Same as before, hands into the armpits, or fingers in the armpits so you can lift them up. Once I pop Ozzy up, I'm gonna cross my legs. I send them forward and I spin underneath them. I catch the knee bar. Try to keep your big ear by the toe, or big toe by the ear. Not this way. If you're this way, he can turn away from me, turn away, and he'll start to rotate his leg and start to work out of it. Yeah, maybe there's a toe hold here, but probably not. This way is much easier for me to defend. I'm gonna grab, I only do the knee bar on that one side for this particular move, but I'm gonna knee bar Ozzy's other leg for a second. So if you can just lay it on your side. Just to show a couple things. I've been seeing a lot of people do knee bars, and essentially they're doing this. They're trying to pull back in this motion. So they're trying to arc their back. And it's not terrible, don't get me wrong, but if you're okay here with the knee bar, see where my heels are? I can cross my legs, I can triangle my legs if I want, but both heels in his butt or in his tailbone, knees together. I'm going, instead of pulling backwards, I want to pull my heels back. I want to try and do this motion of pulling backwards. This is fine, just arcing backwards, but a lot of people tend to forget about their legs and your knees get too loose. If you get a guy who's good at knee bars, it actually hurts your quads. They start pinching so much, it's unpleasant. So it should be a tight pinch and then heels into his butt. And that's what's gonna make the knee bar a little bit tighter. Trying to hold on to here, close as you can to the heel. The same things where you compress the heel and then pull, same thing. Or you can hold here, you can go in the armpits. These are all kind of nasty ones to do. So be careful when you're playing with knee bars. Essentially, knee bar is just a stronger version of your elbow, okay? So it's, you want to be messing with the knees. They hurt quite a little bit. So be careful what you're doing to the knee bars. One more time for the move. Just right there, good. Yeah. Pull them forward, pop them up, cross the legs, spin underneath. Just that easy, right? So see if I can do it without Ozzy so you can see a little better. As I pop him up, I'm gonna support his weight with this leg to cross, so my leg's hooked. I'm gonna throw his weight forward. I want him to crawl and run away, and as he runs, I spin, I untwist myself to land in that knee bar. So it's the motion, if Ozzy's just standing right there, if you can stand for a second, please. A little closer. It's very much like this. That rotation back. All right, so if I kick him up and I put this leg underneath, means I'm spinning this way. So if you're having some trouble with rotation, it's likely that you're crossing your legs up over yourself and spinning the wrong way. Gives you a variety of submissions there. Didn't get too many for you, but enough to see what's going on. There's a lot of other resources out there for submissions, but this is a good starting ground, and getting into some kind of funkier ones too for those that like to be a little bit faster, more dynamic.